nearly 5 years ago, if you remember, going with our friends Electric. After that, you had some more big hits, but since then your success has been stable, and your albums have barely stayed in the charts for a couple months. And your singles just managed to get in the top 30. How do you explain this reason for this sudden decline in your success?
What do you mean, just managed to get in the top 30?
Well, I mean,
we take Michigan winning at 10.
Well, I'm talking about the more recent ones. Like
Well, the last
Sister,
two
that's,
out of 15.
Starting from there.
Oh, you're picking on it a bit, aren't you? The last two singles out of 15. Oh. I wouldn't call that a steady decline.
Okay.
2 out of 15 ain't bad, is it really?
Not too.
I can remember Bowie's Beauty and the Beast got to about number 57. And look where he is today, so I wouldn't take too much notice of that.
Okay. How do you plan to have some more success in music?
How do I plan to?
Yes, I mean...
I don't give a fuck really, I just write songs, you know. If they sell, then they sell, and if they don't, then they don't. If I can afford to do a video, then I will. And if I can't afford to do one, then I'll do it. I think people don't take it seriously, don't they? You know, it's like, you know, Frank Bruno just lost that fight, and everyone's saying, oh, he must quit. And I was like, a fighter has got to win every fight. And in my game, every single has got to be in the top 10 or else you're a failure. You know, that's ridiculous, isn't it? That's really stupid.
Do you feel that's been to a certain extent, your image and visual, which has sold you to the public?
I don't know. If you count the number of lookalikes, the number of records I sell, it's about 0.5%. So, I think it's got to have something to do with it, isn't it? I mean, that's why we're in show business, because we show off. We're not singers as such. We're not musicians. We're entertainers, and that's different. That's a whole different ball game. That's why when people go to a concert, they don't go to listen to one. They go to see one. They listen to a record. So if you look right, then they'll buy things. That's the reason they print pictures of you, because they want to see what you look like.
How do you plan your visuals? And your image?
Plan it?
Yes.
I don't really plan it as such. I just decide if someone's sitting down here one day and I think, shit, I'm fed up looking like this. You know, this black leather stuff or this gangster suit or whatever. Well, then it really does. I don't know if I get fed out of it, then I do something different. I think the first image lasted for about 18 months. The second one for about 18 months, and the one after that lasted for about a year. The last black leather one, that lasted for about 9 months. It didn't last long at all. Too hot that was, I got fed up with that one.
So what's the new image then?
I don't know, I think I'll do something white this time. Blue hair, I haven't had blue hair before.
That should shock the world.
Well, I doubt it, not after Boy George. I don't really sit down and say, I'm going to have a new image now, It tends to run that I get, you lose interest in looking a certain way. And also what you write about no longer suits that. And for that reason you think, I don't feel with this now. And you move on, you get interested in different things.
What about music-wise? Do you feel there's been a change in direction in your music?
I think it's meandered sort of aimlessly from one thing to another all the way along. This next one's doing it again. It's going off somewhere.
Because the problem is you've been, critics often say about you, your music tends to sound the same.
Yeah, that's
it's the same tunes and just revamp them.
Oh, I think it's 3 times a crap. Well, we can talk all day about people and their reviews if you like. It's a waste of time.
So what's this new music you're doing?
What do you mean, what is it?
What's the feel to it? Because last year was the hard feel. You know, with the saxophone.
Yeah, I don't want to describe music or explain it because it doesn't work. It's just play with synthesizers, guitars and drums in it, and that's all there is to it. You know, you have to hear it, don't you? You can dig yourself in a bloody great hole trying to explain what it sounds like. And it's never right. Now you can say to yourself, well, it's electronic with a medium funk kind of pace to it with heavy guitar overtones, and every single person that you said it to would have a different idea of what you was talking about.
The British invasion of America has resulted in many groups achieving massive success like Tom Stolby, Flock Seagulls, Duran Duran, and so on. Why do you feel you've been, so to say, left out in the rush?
I wasn't. Cars was the first electronics number single in the top 10. I was the first man to win the electronic album. Cars was number 3. And I got an award for that from the American Publishing Performing Rights Society.
What about on, say, the second invasion, the recent one?
I wasn't even part of it. I didn't even release anything. I was before the first one. I
Yeah.
was in the charts before Human League, Octopus and any of them. Nobody ever mentions that, by the way. You could do me a favour.
Okay, I will, don't worry. What happened with that tour in America you did?
I've done 3 now.
Oh.
What one?
The last one, 82 or something.
Oh, that was great. Really good. I enjoyed that.
Was it a success?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm. Much lower level than over here, though. Just doing the New York clubs and that kind of thing. Different set, different kind of thing completely. I never thought I was cut out for that. I've always been a bit bottly of being close to the audience. I was never that keen on that. But it was really, really good. I did a lot of growing up on that one, I must say. Actually, those clubs are so much fun. It's made me think, I did that last big tour over here, just to sort of show that I could really, to shut everybody up, which was good in a way. Then I thought, I wonder what can you imagine doing a club tour over here now at my level? It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Were you thinking of doing that? Or
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it, yeah, but like 2 weeks at the Marquee or something like that. It'd be really good. But I don't know if I will or not. Because I like my big sets, I wouldn't be able to do a big set. I don't know. What I'll probably do is I'll put a letter in the fan club and ask them what they think, whether they'd like that or not. And if they'd like it, then I'll do it.
Your concerts have been some of the best around, but do you feel the lavish visuals cover up the music or enhance it?
Enhances it.
A lot, do you think it?
Whether it enhances it a lot or not, I don't know. That's down to the individual and what he's gone to the concert for. But as far as I'm concerned, if you've got the music to listen to, and we spend more than 2 months rehearsing just in music for even Welcome Lights, so music is never neglected. But if you can listen to the songs, it's every bit as good as a record and more powerful, so it's even better, which it is. And then you've also got a £250,000 worth of lights and displays to look at. I mean, the evening's got to have so much more for it than just going and watching 3 blokes on a stage with no lights. It's got to be better. It's got to be better value for money.
Have you always wanted to do this big lavish productions?
Yeah, always.
Video's been one of the areas you've been in from the beginning. When did you first decide to make a promotional video?
Cars. 79 maybe.
And how do you feel videos helped you in your success?
Not a lot. Don't think it had much to do with it. So I'd already cracked it before Cars came out, because Our Friends Electric, which is the one that really broke it for me, I didn't have a video for that. Then I did the one for Cars. And funny enough, the video for Cars wasn't even seen until the single was #1, because I did it live. Did Top of the Pops live for that song. And so again, that didn't have to be 2 #1s. The videos didn't even play any part in at all. I don't know how important they are really. They're often nice, just to show different ideas that you had, and to show how what you was talking about when you wrote the song. You know, people listen to songs and they see different things in it. It's often good for that reason.
Who do you work with when you make a video?
What, director-wise?
Director.
Really? Oh, that they vary, really. I've done some with Julian Temple, and all various people. About 4 or 5 different people.
You feel that by using different video directors, your images have changed on the TV?
Not my images, no. Because I always have most of the say in the videos anyway. I think... no, I don't actually. Only the reason for using different people has been availability of whoever's around. Yeah.
Do you ever write any storylines to your video?
Yeah, I do all that. It all comes from the song. Most of what you see is my stuff.
Do they portray a story, these videos?
Sometimes they're just documentary. Sometimes it's just a visual representation of the atmosphere you're trying to get over.
What do you consider to be the best video you've made, and why do you think that is the best one you've made?
Warriors. Because it was the most fun. It was great. And I like aeroplanes. I suppose innovative-wise, Cars was the best because it started all that squeeze zoom, high-tech, going for one shot down and stuff. But I enjoyed making the Warriors one.
Do you get much satisfaction from making videos?
Yeah, you do actually. Yeah. Some more than others. It's just the same as songs, really. You know, obviously you're more pleased with some songs than the others. Videos are much the same as that.
What's been the funniest thing that happened to you on the road?
On the road? Oh, I don't know. Singing in the microphone, lead falling out the end of the mic. Falling over. I did once. Oh yeah, I was doing this big dramatic spin. I spun backwards straight into the bass player, knocked him over. Only little things like that, really. One of the robots fell off the stage once when we used to use robots.
And what's been the funniest moments that happened to you in the making of a video?
Oh, I can't think of videos. I can't even remember what videos I made now. I know we did one for Top of the Pops once, driving around New York in the back of a car, and all these black guys come up. It was really nice, really funny. But I can't remember what happened, which made it. Oh, I remember that. We saw a mugging while we was on that video as well. A woman got a necklace ripped off in front of us, and we sort of like running away. We had all the cameras and everything. I don't know if I've ever got any of it, because it told the Pots people again.
How do you react to people saying that you're cold and a bit ruthless?
Most people that say that are people that have never met me, so they're talking out their arse, like most of them do. It's easy to form an opinion on somebody's image, but that's like saying Sean Connery is really a secret agent. He's an actor, and that's all we are. So that we sing, we don't talk when we act. It's the same difference. We create images. That doesn't mean to say that when we walk off stage, we walk around like a zombie, all these white faces, and believing in machines are going to take over the world, because we don't. It's only a story. Again, that's people taking it far too seriously. It's entertainment, it's not something way of life. Come on.
Do you have plans to go into other branches of entertainment, like the music industry?
Yeah, I thought I might be a singer.
The movie industry?
I would like to. I'm not sure in what capacity. I've been trying to... well, that's not really true. We've just made a documentary, our documentary about World War II aeroplanes, a special display World War II aeroplanes. We made a documentary on that. It's more as like the air show itself, but then throwing information bits into it. I thought that was quite fun. I wouldn't mind doing a lot of TV specials, like hour specials on certain aeroplanes. The interest in aeroplanes is the main thing which sort of directs me around with what I'm going to do.
Because you did, I think, with Leo Said, didn't you?
Yeah, that was just for his programme, that wasn't really anything.
But would you have plans to make something, what you did a bit longer?
What, on that aeroplane?
On that sort of thing, yeah.
Well, not quite how he did it, no, how his people did it, because that was really done for a variety programme. So it was done in a slightly different, it was very light-hearted. No, I'd like to go a bit more in depth into the aeroplanes and how they're out of control. Do a lot of in-cockpit stuff and try to let the people realise and see and feel what it must be like to fly them and what they're like, why they're famous, why they were successful. Really go into them, what sort of engines they had, how often they broke down, films with burning up, various things.
Does your interest in planes go post 1945, for instance?
Yeah, it doesn't go much before 1930 though. I'm not really interested in anything before then, because it wasn't powerful enough. And I just don't, too flimsy, weren't sort of manly enough as machines really. Kites. It's when you start getting towards World War II, they start to become a little bit hairy. Deadly unless you fly them properly, absolutely deadly. When I was in this morning, real handful. That's what I like about them. Yeah.
Do you remember any aeronautical associations at all?
Various things, yeah, various societies and clubs and conventions and that kind of thing.
And where's this interest stayed back from?
Oh, I've always had it ever since I can remember. Can't think of a time when it first died. Since as far back as my memory, my dad used to take me to the airport to watch the planes. I used to love it. And it's always been there since then. More and more. So, yeah.
Do you in your songs incorporate your love for planes?
No, not so much the love for them, the fear of them. Because they frighten me very much, aeroplanes. I don't know why I like doing it, really. Always get really nervous from flying.
Well, because what happened around the world, did you?
No, not because of anything that's happened, especially. Well, no, that's not really true. I suppose the crash must have something to do with it. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. I suppose those incidents must have something to do with it. But I can't really say I started being scared then, because I've always been aware that they can go wrong. Some people have this blind faith in machines working forever. Now they think if they turn the television on, it's always going to work, and it don't. No wonder you turn it on and it goes pop. That's it. Same thing with an aeroplane. No wonder you take off and the engine goes bang, and it catches fire and something goes wrong. Then I'm very aware that that can happen. Well, other people sort of happen in their ignorance and they fly around. They're flying along. They don't think to look down for a field. You know, when you're flying along, you're supposed to always be aware of the ground, what's underneath you and what's there, so that should anything happen, you're already geared up for knowing where you're going to go. And a lot of people fly around and you've got no idea. You know, they waste 30 seconds trying to find a field, and that's 30 seconds of going down at 1 in 8 gradient. You know, you're going down fast.
Are you capable of being a commercial pilot?
No.
Would you wish to do that?
Not really. I'd like to have the knowledge, but I can't justify the time. And I can't be bothered.
How long has it taken you to get all the training you've got already?
Well, it's flying. It's the thing you never stop learning. You never stop running out of qualifications to get, really. So I've been flying now for 3 years, and I've got 3 years worth of... No, 4 years. No, that's 4 years. 4 years worth of qualifications. I've got helicopters, jet helicopters, normal single engine stuff, multi-engine stuff, up to 4 engines. Aerobatics, night flying, instrument flying, various other things. Now I'm doing this Warbird, which is high performance single and high performance multi-engines. It's a thing called Group C, which is a real big stuff. Doing that now as well. There's not much awful lot more I can go for.
You often say you don't see much beyond 28, is that?
30.
It's 30, yes.
Yeah.
Now you're 26, you still think this way?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. A bit worrying.
Is it something mental in your head that you don't see beyond 30? Or?
I just never expected to be around older than 30. I don't now. So I was always very, very keen to get married, always. And as I've got older, I've sort of come more and more away from it, because I'm thinking, well, shit, you know, only 4 years ago anyway, so what's the point? I don't know whether I'm going to die when I'm 30, I don't mean that, but for some reason, something when I'm 30, there's going to be something catastrophic that's going to happen. You're going to feel a real turnaround. It might be dying, I don't know. And I don't know why, and there's no reason for it whatsoever, it's just a feeling that I've always had since I was a little kid. It sounds stupid when you talk about it. It sounds like you're trying to be arty or something, but I don't make a big deal out of it. Just a feeling. I hate to cry something wrong. Still, Nostradamus rings have only got another 11 years anyway, so big deal, 30 or 37. And that Nostradamus, he knew what he was talking about.
Is flying airplanes your only hobby at the moment?
Well, yeah, I suppose it is as a main occupation or hobby, yeah. But I've always seen the music business as a hobby, I've never seen it as a hobby.
How do you see the computer to help the musician?
How do I see it?
Yeah.
I see it being helpful to some musicians, but I've seen it being a bloody hindrance to others. People like me, because I can't keep up with the technology. I spend so much time programming and pressing buttons doing this that you forget what song you'd written in the first place.
Because you got this image of being, you know, the sort of whiz kid, haven't you?
Oh,
the
that's really
electronics.
unjustified. Yeah, I've got no patience for that kind of... When synthesizers first came out, when I first started, that was great fun. Pusher through levers, and there was just sounds and all this. And then these preset ones come out, which was even easier. You press 36 and up comes the sound. And it was there forever. And then all of a sudden come these other things, and the complexity of it, I got bored with it really. Technology is fine, providing it doesn't overdo itself. It has the capacity to become to have so many variable things that it can do, that you just get lost for choice. You can't see the wood for the trees. And I think that's happened quite a lot, and I'm not interested in it. And you can get most of the sounds that these people like the Fairlight say, oh yeah, but the Fairlight makes it sound like dragging an exhaust pipe across concrete. Well, great. Why not just go out and get an exhaust pipe and drag it across concrete and put it on tape? So for lots of reasons, I know they're bloody good, and there probably are things that I could do with them to make use of them, but not that's going to be worth £30,000. I could buy 2 Harvards for £30,000. Yeah, sod that.
Do you like working with guitars a lot?
Yeah, I do actually, yeah. Providing you can find somebody who can play it well. I'm a bit of a hack with the guitar.
So what is your main instrument you play?
Don't.
You don't?
I play keyboards, bit of bass, bit of drums, bit of guitar, bit of percussion. I'm like a jack of all trades. I suppose it's keyboards is the main one because that's what I write on piano, but I'm not really a musician. I can play everything enough to be able to write with it, and I can play everything enough to be able to tell somebody that can play it really well what I want. So with the bass player, I can either demonstrate or sing lines to him, or actually sort of show something on the guitar. And then let him, with his expertise, then take that idea and really do it properly. I can play enough to be able to sort of put over the idea that I've got, and that's all. I'm not sure whether it's a good thing or not. I tend to think it's a good thing because you don't get trapped into writing songs to show off your expertise as a musician. You write songs for the sake of what the notes sound like, not as a demonstration of proficiency.
Do you like the job of being a producer?
I like the whole thing. The fact that I write them all is good. The fact that I play on them is good. The fact that I produce them is good. I enjoy that. I enjoy designing. I do all the covers. I love doing that. Design all the stage sets. The whole thing from sitting at home and putting down the first little notes to being on stage a year and a half later singing that same song with a massive great big set and the punters and all in the new image. That's great. I love it from beginning to end.
Have you ever seen the need to get a producer for yourself?
Recently, yeah.
Because you worked with Bill Nelson.
Yeah, very loosely. He did about half the album. Yeah. And I wrote a load more songs after he'd gone.
But would you like to do one of these sort of American remixes or remixes, those sort of things?
What, of a whole album?
Of anything, really?
Well, we always do special versions of singles and longer versions and short versions. Not always, most of the time. Here again, we're doing it with this one. I suppose if the single's doing well, and you think you can sell another 200,000 copies by doing a remix, and it's worth it.
I mean, I found the remix of We Take Mystery was pretty good.
Yeah? It wasn't really a remix, to be honest, it was only a re-edit. We just stuck bits on the end. It's a bit of a cheat to call it a remix.
Was that bit in the middle with those little squeaking sounds?
Oh, I've never heard it. When I did it, but since I've done it, I didn't get one. I can vaguely remember it actually doing it, and that's about it. Unfortunately.
When you write your songs, what comes first, the music or the actual lyrics?
Music. 99 times out of 100. Well, title actually, often the title comes first, but not the lyrics.
How do you come up with the title to a song?
Well, I make notes all the time I'm going around and driving along or sitting at home or whatever I'm doing. I normally carry a little pad with me and I write down notes, passages and phrases and words that I like. Then I've got a big book, and when I go home I'll drop them all in it, and each time I do an album I have a book for that album, like a notebook, big notebook, A4 size. And then when it comes to write a song I just go through it and take all the lines out which I like and put them together so it all makes sense. And they're all lines that have meant something, so it all flows, it's not all random like some people do for the sake of it. Everything makes sense, it does to me, everything makes sense. And then if I've already got the title, I can get the title the same way I've gone down notes saying. So there's a line saying my ship comes apart, it's one of the new ones, which from the plane crash, I wrote loads of stuff down about the plane crash. And my ship comes apart was one of those. And so that's going to be a title of a song. And then I go back and go through it and take out lines which would apply to a story based on my ship comes apart about a particular machine breaking. It doesn't have to be an aeroplane, you can then take it somewhere else. And do it that way, really.
I've noticed you always use me, I, myself in your lyrics.
I always write about me, I, myself.
Don't you feel you could tend to still write about something else at all
What?
without including your own name?
Well, what else is it?
But instead of drawing your own experiences, someone else's, for instance.
I don't know anybody
No,
else's.
no.
The only experiences you know are your own, aren't
That's
they?
it.
The only experiences you feel are your own. You can read about somebody else's, you can't feel them. And I don't always write me or my anyway. Anyway. But I'm the most interesting person I know, unfortunately. I don't mean that in a big headed way, but I'm the only person I know that's flown around the world. And I've had lots of things happen to me. I mean, I was going to get married once, and she wrote the story in the press, and so that was a setup. You know, she just got involved with us for money. There was a plane crash. I got arrested in India for spying. We had a very nice incident over the North Harbor and everything once it began to, when the engines disintegrated. That was heavy, really bad. I got arrested in England, got beaten up in England by car crashes and plane crashes. So many things have happened. I got famous, got that one. Things like that. But there's so many things to draw on and to just keep going to. And things are happening to me all the time. I just have that sort of life. These things are happening all the time. And so I've got so much to write about that revolves around myself. And that's what I write about.
Would you ever plan to make a
Everything I
book?
write is personal. It's often quite disguised, I suppose.
Would you ever have any plans to write a book?
What about my life?
Not just about your life, but about anything at all. It's a fiction book. Or
Oh yeah, not storytelling.
That's
yeah.
something, yeah.
I wouldn't know. I haven't got the patience for it.
okay.
Again, it's this thing of what I said about the computer synthesizer is that when you get an idea, you just like to do it real quick and get it down, and then move on to the next idea. And those computer synthesizers tend to slow that down a bit. Now the same thing applies to books. I haven't really got the patience to sit down and drag out a story with useful explanations of scenery and this and that to turn it into a story. I'd like to go, bloke gets up, finds a gun, does this, does that, bang, bang, and then that's it, and it's all over. I could do it in 2 pages. I haven't got the skill to really to drag it out and use bloody story, or the patience.
What about seeing
I'd
yourself
like to do it.
as a journalist? Would you ever consider doing that?
The journalist?
Yeah.
No,
Right.
no. Unfortunately, there's so many journalists which are arseholes. Respect for journalists is virtually non-existent. There's too few of them around which actually take care of what they're doing and don't throw in the odd bitchy comment just to make somebody laugh, which is gutless, cowardly and easy. And because there's so many people like that around us, these cheap, nasty, cowardly sort of people, then it's brought the whole journalistic fraternity, I suppose, into disrepute as far as I'm concerned.
You were supposed to do the theme music to Flesh Gordon. Did you ever do that?
The porn one?
That's it.
No, they pulled out of the film. I don't think they made the film.
Would you like to do any other soundtracks to movies?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind actually. Yeah, I like that. Just wait till we get off of it.
What about doing TV commercials or something like that?
I wouldn't mind that either. Yeah, it's good fun. I did one for, I was going to do one for 7-Up. Good money that one. I wrote 3 for it, and the agency accepted it. But the 7-Up people in America, apparently what they wanted, they said they wanted the latest sound. So obviously over here it was electronic, but in America it was still punk then. It was 1982. And so they went for this, and it wasn't even punk, it sounded like 1960 Who stuff. American's version of the latest thing in rock, that was. Really funny when I heard it. Shame though, but that was good money, I could have done that.
Would you ever consider doing a sponsorship for your tours?
What, being sponsored by something?
By someone
Yeah,
else?
yes. Mm.
Have you ever tried to get a sponsorship at all?
No, I haven't yet, I wouldn't mind that. I might try the next one.
And when will this next tour be, do you think?
That depends on the money, I'm afraid. Without this deal with WA, I don't get the advance for the album. And we're setting up Numan Records, the new record company. There's an awful lot of money knocking around at the moment.
Any news of a single or any new material at all?
Yeah, there's loads of it coming up. There's 13 songs done now. I want to have at least 20 before I choose one for the album.
Are you trying to be commercial?
I don't charge anything, I just write songs. Some of them are commercial as well. I don't know if you ever noticed, but one of the first jazz funk electronic single, She's Got Claws in 1981. It was like fucking 3 years ago now. And everyone's saying, oh, this new electronic jazz funk thing.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've fretless bass on an electronic record as well. Oh, really funny, I do all these things and everyone always says 2 years later that it's new then. And no one ever says that I did it either, ever. It's not like they say, oh yeah, but at least Numan did that 2 years ago. And maybe wasn't such a wanker after all. No one's ever said that, you know, they just forget. No one will ever actually admit that all those things are. Where I'm supposed to be the same all the time. Crap.
So you think this new material you're writing will be popular about 1986?
Fuck no. Yeah, let's do that. But the point is, it doesn't matter when it comes out, it's always going to be available. So if people like it in 1996 and buy it then, it doesn't matter. No, music is written to be enjoyed. I earn a good living out of other things, I don't need the money for music anymore.
Can you still listen to your old records?
No. I'd listen to new ones. The trouble with listening to your own stuff is you can only hear what's wrong with it. You know, all the faults, and now as you learn more, you know, you do it better and different. All those things grate on you. Like I listen to records nowadays, it just turns my stomach. And God. And then people say it's their favourite album. It's rubbish. It's awful.
How do you view Cars?
Kiddies music.
That's probably your most commercial sounding record you released.
Well, I don't think so. That's what everyone say.
Would you have plans to re-release any of the old records and remix them?
That's the point of it. Oh, I suppose it's of an interest to people. You know, fans to... I don't know, it would seem to me like a bit of a cop-out, you know, sort of trying to sell records. So, get rid of an old one that's sold well, redo it and hope for that. One thing I don't need to. And the other thing, I think it's a bit of a rip-off. A lot of people would buy it just because it would be like a collector's item. And they'd want it for their collection. That's not really cool. It's a cheap excuse for a record, isn't it?
What do you think of people who make bootlegs of your records and bootlegs of your live concerts? Do you feel very strongly on this issue?
No, it don't bother me actually. See, the only people that are going to buy bootlegs are the fanatical fans, the real strong fans, and they're going to buy all your other records anyway. So it doesn't hurt sales at all. One job. I just wish that they'd send them to me so I could say, you know, well, this is the best one, you put this one out on. Or if they really wanted to do it, let me know about it. I'd arrange for them to get a decent recording of it. There's nothing worse when these awful recordings going out where you sound awful. You know, because they've been sitting in the wrong place, and you sit near the bass drivers and really getting his bass end. Something like that.
How do you view on sort of bootleg merchandise, for instance? Do you feel strong with that?
I'm a little bit more serious about that actually, yeah, because a lot of it is very, very expensive and very, very cheaply made. So these little kids go out and they spend like £7 or something for a sweatshirt, and it washes off in the first 2 washes. Yeah, it's really bad, that. And I get blamed for it because they think the only stuff that I earn money for is the stuff that the fan club sells. And that's only to subsidise the fan club. I don't actually get any profit out of that. And yet they think, we had loads of it. Again, recently with all the Warrior stuff, sending letters and saying, I bought this t-shirt from a man in such and such a street in Birmingham and it washed off, you know, you're rich enough, you don't need to rip us off doing this. I've got nothing to do with that. Now that bloke makes all that money himself. I don't get anything out of anything to do with t-shirts or posters. All those posters outside, I don't get a penny. Don't get a royalty or anything, they just off their own back. They take illegal photos, they pressily print illegal posters and flog them for ridiculous amounts of money, then I get slagged off because they're not what they want.
Have you ever tried to do anything about this?
Yeah, in '79 we did. No, there's nothing you can do about it. Legally they're allowed to do it, unfortunately. Little loopholes here, loopholes there, and they can do it.
What about on, say, pirated videotapes? How do you feel on that issue?
Pirated videotapes and pirated records, they are a nuisance actually, yeah. Yeah, that's bad. That should be stopped. Because that means that we earn so little money out of the records, and it really does have an effect. You know, thousands and thousands of pounds, and that's what we live on. And without that money, we can't afford to tour. Well, I can't because I always lose money touring because of the stage sales. So I need the money from the records to be able to finance a tour. I mean, if I had all the money that they said I'd have a fucking Spitfire. I've only got a little half, only an 18 grand plane, and the Spitfire's $250,000. I'm supposed to be a millionaire. You know, millionaire, my ass.
Lost it all on touring.
Lost a lot on touring, yeah.
Is that why you decided to give up in 81?
No, that wasn't the reason for it. No, I was just absolutely sick to death of it. Man. I actually stopped touring in 1980. That was the last tour that I did. Wembley was just I wanted to do something really special, and I wanted to be the biggest thing there ever was.
I mean, I'd like to prove
Wembley
it.
wasn't a tour, you see. Wembley was just a one. Well, it should have been one off. It would have been a three off. It was going to be a one off. Thank you very much. This is it. Which I said I was doing. It wasn't. Kept coming back all the time. I said in 1980, won't be doing any more touring. There'll be a big special in April just to say thank you, and that'll be it. That's exactly what we did. Then I read in the paper one day, you know, making his fourth comeback. I said, what the fuck's all that about?
John Blake had to go to, didn't he?
Yeah, probably. He normally does.
How do you think MTV's helped you?
MTV?
Do you think it's helped you at all?
Well, I don't know what MTV have been doing because that's abroad. So I don't know when I'm on it or when I'm not, so I couldn't say.
When you were in America, did you see it at all?
I watched it, yeah.
Were you on it at all?
Well, I watched it 2 or 3 times, I know. I did a big thing when I was in New York, and they played We Take Mystery, I think it was, or White Boys Near or something. I honestly don't know what they've done, you know. If they have helped me, then I'll be very grateful. I'll go and see them when I'm over there, but I don't know. Nice people, I know when I spoke to them, nice, beautiful girl. Works for stunning.
Do you feel television in America has helped you when you had Cars Out and all those?
Yeah, which is so.
Did you do the Ed Sullivan show?
No, Saturday Night Live.
That's it.
50 million people playing live, going out live. Don't know that's scared. Good fun.
What's been the audience reaction to you in other countries? Take Europe, for instance.
Europe was alright. Europe was good. Australia was tremendous. Japan was tremendous. America's always been good. Canada went platinum in Canada. It was better than England. Iceland was good. Scandinavia was good, still is. I got gold record in the Philippines. New Zealand was good. Really, the whole world, it was tremendous. It was only like the communist countries that didn't have anything to do with us.
Would you have liked to play in Russia?
No. No explanations. About Russia whatsoever. Don't like the place.
Did you tour after Warriors in any other countries?
No, just did the British one.
Was Warriors well received in other countries?
Well, it wasn't released in a lot of them because we was going through this little problem with their record company, so we had a little trouble there. The other thing about this year, I'm hoping this year to set up a worldwide deal for Numan Records and do it that way. You know. So since New Broom Sweeps Clean, you know, whatever types we had before were a little bit fragmented. You know, so much here in that country, different licensing in that country, very loose, very hard to keep track of. The German record company went out of business, unfortunately. They owed me about £180,000, something we still ain't got. You're saying? Nice that. Give yourself a Mustang. Could afford a tour with that.
Would Numan Records be independent?
Yeah. It might be licensed through CBS or Spartan, we don't know yet. Distribution-wise.
Have you anything else to say about video at all? Does it interest you?
Well, video is a bit of a misnomer really, because I don't make videos, I make films. And I just transfer them to video for the telly. Everything is shot on film. Except for cars. I used to make videos, but then I don't like the colours so much. The colours are a bit dodgy. So I make films. I edited some of the Warriors one on video, just to get the ghosting in effect and then moving out and that kind of coming in from the sides and that's about it really.
Do you enjoy doing everything by yourself?
Mm.
You get great satisfaction at the end.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than having an idea and giving it to somebody and getting back somebody else's interpretation of your idea, because it's never right. It's never what you meant. You know, very, very rarely it's things there which you think, oh, it really works well, I'm really pleased with it. Normally you think, because it isn't what you wanted, you naturally think, no, that isn't it. If you live with it for a month or so, then you get to like it, you think, yeah, that's alright after a while, but it normally isn't that kind of time. With the promo films, they're done, bang, bang, and they're out.
Are there any bands you admire nowadays?
Well, I don't really have much to do with the music business. You know? I don't really follow it. Really. I think Duran Duran, Boy George, Band, all those people, fucking great, because we need people like that. That's what the business thrives on, people like that, characters. Adam Man, all those, I was great with that. And people like me, people that dress up. I love it all. It's really good. Yeah, everybody, there's nothing wrong with being a rock star and letting everybody know that you are one and living it out the way like Duran Duran do. They really live it out. Flash clothes, flash cars, flash women, flash beaches. That's what it's all about. That's what we all want to be famous for. We all want to have lots of money, be famous, pull lots of women and go out and have a great time. And that's what the whole point of living is all about. That's why you get a job that pays more than another job, because you want more money. That's what it's for.
Would you ever think of making
good jobs?
Would you think of making a video in, say, Sri Lanka or something like that, or Fiji or something like that?
Well, I can't really see there's any settings out there would suit what I do.
What about outer space, for instance? We ever
couldn't go. Well, there. Wouldn't mind a trip in the shuttle. Wouldn't mind. I know about it. Can't think of anything where I'd like to go to. New York was good. Los Angeles was good. Pretty bad. And out in the desert from there. No, special. Trying to think what to do. I'm going to do the next one, I think. One in one room. And I've got this little hovercraft that I bought. I might use that. Dry ice and stuff. I'm really into these imagery kind of things, you know, big dark figures which are really frightened of. You can't think why. But they look at you and they're really unnerving when they look at you. I love people, there's people like that. And I like sort of coming on like that on stage. The sort of person which you wouldn't know what to say if you met them.
Do you do that to get away from your shy image?
That's shy isn't an image. I was never shy on stage. I was always very arrogant apparently on stage. I'm shy in real life.
That's what do you do that?
But that's not an image, that's me.
But do you ever use that on stage? You know, you're being hard on stage just to get away from your
when you're not talking.
So, yeah, that's
been arrogant. I really don't think I know bloody well they don't want me. But you know, I got slagged off for smiling. The letters I got when I smiled. There's a picture of me in the paper on stage with a big grin waving or something. And I got so many letters. Yeah. And you destroyed the image, you know, you were supposed to be ice cool and all the rest of it, and you've destroyed it for us now, and the illusion's gone, and all these funny letters were coming in. That's all these people say to me, you should go back to singing songs like Our Things Electric, Electric was your best album, and you should dress like this, and you should dress like that. It's 5 years out of date, and it would be 5 years out of date if I did it now. No, that was right then. And by the end of 79, it wasn't right anymore. And you go on, you get fed up with it. And those people, the people that say you should still be doing it, for one thing, they're very, very stupid because they don't realise that you can't keep an image for that long because people get fed up with it. And the other thing is that they're living in the past, and what was innovative then isn't a year later. And if they're not quick enough to move with it, then all it means is that they caught on something on a time and weren't fast enough are smart enough to go on and keep looking for something else that was new. And that's their problem. Oh, I find that really boring.
Do you find it frightening to have so much power over your followers and fans?
I've got no power over anybody. They don't take me to me.
I see.
And they might, if I like chips, they might like chips. That's about it. But not many of them. You know, say if you got me, right, I like lemonade, which I do. You got some bloke, he won't go out and drink. They won't all go out and drink lemonade all night. You get say half a dozen, right? The real silly ones. I think that's silly, you know, doing whatever I do. But I don't think we have any control, you know. If you think how many fans I've got, this on the last week we had 80,000 people turn up, which is the best more than I've ever done before. You know? You got 80,000 people. You haven't got 80,000 people all looking exactly like me, dressing like me.
Did you ever get worried about manipulating people?
Manipulating
Yes.
people? No, I never worry about manipulating people. No, that's something everybody does. Everybody does it, you know, from the very... the bloke that says, he's trying to screw a bird, and he says, of course I love you, like, no, when you're 15, and all that rubbish. That's just manipulating, that's the same thing, just different level, that's all. Everyone manipulates, you know, when you're at school, you know, you look over your mate, you swap things, you know. Can I look at your homework for maths, you can look at my English homework. That's all manipulating, that's using people, making deals. That's what living's all about, making deals. I don't manipulate people in a nasty way, I don't deliberately fuck people up, anything like that.
Only if they cause you trouble.
Hey?
Only if they cause you trouble.
Well, yeah, that would be advisable. No, I'm too soft for me.
Do you think that's been your downfall?
I didn't know I'd had a downfall. I haven't had a downfall, as far as I know.
Do you find it's been hard to defend yourself against the press?
I haven't tried to. I haven't ever got involved. I've never, ever answered one review. I've never wrote back to anybody. I've never said, I've never ripped, you know, publicly got involved in the slagging much in one person or another ever. Because the fans do it. Every time I get a bad review, the fans write in.
Do you like when they do it?
Eh?
Do you like when the fans do it?
No, not really. I just wish I just wish they wouldn't worry. I wish they wouldn't let it concern them. I really don't see the point of it all. I don't see the point in the nastiness in the first place, and I really don't see the point in writing back to these people, because every time you write back to them, their name is getting mentioned more and more in that paper, so they're becoming notorious, and that encourages a malicious kind of writing to make people famous. And certain journalists have got famous just for being nasty shits, and they're known for being a nasty shit. Now that's a terrible reason to become famous, isn't it?
That's true.
It really is.
Are there any magazines you wouldn't appear in?
I won't have much to do with the music press, papers at all. I tried it last year with the Warriors thing, and I thought, well, it had been 4 years since I spoke to them, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And it was all right. There was a lot of shitty things done again. Now they're deliberately nasty.
Why do you think they like this to you?
Because I'm everything they would want to be. I'm young, I'm famous, I'm rich, very, very successful, not only in music but in other things as well. And that's everybody wants to be that. I don't mean me personally, they may even not want to look like me, but they all want to be famous or successful, and they all want to be rich, and they all want to have an exciting, sort of ridiculously exciting kind of life with lots of women hanging around and that kind of thing. And I haven't got it, and I have. And it gets their back up. And it's great.
Good
Fuck a lot
attitude.
of them. Yeah, fuck the world.
What are your opinions on sort of nuclear war and all that stuff?
Nuclear war?
Yeah.
Well, nuclear war I'm not too keen on.
I mean, on, say, CND or something like that.
CND is a bunch of garbage. No, I don't agree on that. I think the bomb's great. I'm quite convinced we'll all blow ourselves to shit. But I certainly don't think that us getting rid of ours first is a good move. Unfortunately, human nature is what it is, and human nature is violent, and it is insecure. And if we had, if you go right back to the early days, the man with the spear felt more secure than the man without one. And two men with spears would then feel, and they'd keep a wary distance of each other. And all we've got now is fucking a monstrous great spear. And so we keep a wary distance of each other, and we fret and we poke. Well, nobody ever does anything. And one day they will, and it'll all be over. And that's the way of the world. It's got to end one day.
Are you worried about a world
But getting rid of them ain't going to stop it. Because if you honestly believe that we'll ever really get rid of them, now old Maggie Thatcher could say, okay, they're all gone, but they ain't. There'll be one somewhere up in Scotland, underneath a lake, when the sun ready to go. Just sitting there. They'll never get rid of them. So what's it all for? I think the money that's being spent on CND. Now they should give it all to cancer research, do something useful with it. Because they're never, ever going to get rid of them. If we get rid of ours, you want to believe that the Russian people could even have a CND? They couldn't. And so they would never, the Russians won't get rid of theirs, because there's no pressure for them to get rid of theirs. And they can lie to their back teeth. And they can say, oh yeah, okay, you've got rid of yours, we've got rid of ours, brothers. No, fuck that.
Since you're playing, have you done much in way of charity work?
I don't know how much other people do. I do a lot of it. I don't know how much other people do to know whether to do more or less, really. But normally, loads of personal appearances, nothing. I can get a lot of money for personal appearances. I get Kevin out doing something no. Loads. Half a dozen this year already. Got to do an air show soon for nothing. I'll take the aeroplane for some charity and nothing. There's another thing coming up soon. North Summer, I've got to do that one for nothing. Yeah, quite a bit actually.
Do you enjoy helping charity?
No, I think some charities take the piss, actually. I think some charities are right bloody liberty takers, diabolical liberty takers, and others that are very nice. I'm very interested in the ones which help the diseases, the bad diseases. I really like them. And some of the kiddies ones, I do a lot for the kiddies ones. We've had a few cases, we've had kids come down here, some kids, and play on the record, and there's a kid played on the Warriors album. If you make a record and it sells 500,000, you've made 500,000 people happy. But you'll get slagged off for that. No, I can't understand that at all. And I've got no interest to even want to try and understand it, because to me it's a load of crap. And to me it's stupid, malicious, childish, and again it's cowardly, and there's no reason for it at all, and it's jealousy. And if you can be jealous of a man because he can make that many people happy, then I feel very sorry for people. Except that I'm not a very compassionate person, so I don't actually feel sorry for them at all. I want to rip their fucking heads off.
You've worked on the new Tick and Top material. What have you done for them?
I played a bit of keyboards, a bit of backing vocals, and they used one of the songs from my album.
Okay.
That's it, really.
What was the title of that song? Because I never actually caught hold of the title.
My song?
Yeah, your song.
It's called A Child with the Ghost. It's about Paul, the boy that died.
That's it.
That's a shame.
Is that the reason why you got Joe Hubbard to take his place?
No. Paul got really ill for a long time. Really. And so I used Peanut and used Mick Kahn, and that finished, and got Paul back, and he was worse, really ill. And he was a lovely bloke, it was a shame.
Did you know him for a long time?
Yeah, years. He was with us for everything. He was the one that got us a contract in the first place. I was really quiet then. I would say bit of a goose, and Paul used to go around all the companies touting it around. I usually should sort of tag along behind him really and let him do the talking. Because I joined his band, and it was called something else. Yeah. It's funny when you go all through that, you know.
Can you see yourself, can you still imagine what it was like sort of 5-6 years ago as a sort of unknown musician, and now see yourself as a fairly well-known musician?
Fairly well known, yeah. Fairly well known. What do you mean, can I remember what's on?
Do you have sort of a funny feeling that, you know, sort of all those years ago and you compare it with nowadays?
Yeah, I often look back on it with dread, really, hoping if I can never get back there again. I can never do that. You see, the only thing that's good about that then is that everyone that does it, and everyone that plays it, it's a horrible way to live, right? But you're all living on the assumption that you're great and one day you're going to do it. And that's why you do it. Because you all think that you're that special something, you know, that the world's waiting for. Every band thinks that. And you put up with so much shit. God, we had some bad times. Well, me and Paul, we were terrible times.
Was playing the Dominion a different place for you to play compared to, say, the Hammersmith Odeon?
Well, different place, yeah.
Yeah. But do you feel it was different altogether, different atmosphere?
No, London's always good. Very good at the Dominion, actually. The stage is slippery. You can have to do some strange movements on it. The things I didn't know my legs could do. I like the Dominion. I wouldn't mind going back there. I really liked it.
You wouldn't do the Wembley Arena anymore?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever do a show that big again.